Hello there, everyone. Alex here with Lucksack Games, and I'm here with Vintage Dredge for the Vintage Challenge. And I have no clue what I'm doing, so I've never played Vintage before in my life, so we're here to see how it goes. I figured if I've never played Vintage before, it should start with an archetype that I'm a little bit familiar with already. So the guys in the Vintage Dredge Discord kind of whipped this up and helped me out with a list I found online. So let's see. Oh no. Alright, so let's see here. This is our opening hand. We have Once Upon a Time, Cabal Therapy, Bridge from Below. A little bit of a bummer to do this, but we're going to have to powder here. And this hand has two Bizarre Baghdad, so we're going to keep. And our one of Golgari Grave Troll. That's pretty good. Additionally, if we get Thoughtseized here, everything in our hand's great. I feel like our ideal draw here is Chalice of the Void. But I don't quite know what the opponent's on other than probably something fair with a Tundra Mox Ruby. I lied, here's a Merchant Scroll for recall. Alright, so it could still be a fair deck. There's Chalice of the Void. That's pretty good. So I think I'm just going to play this out. Activate Bizarre main phase. Okay, so we did hit an Unmask. We're going to discard Golgari Grave Troll and Icarid and Prized Amalgam. We're going to unmask them, pitching Golgari Thug. Let's see what they're on. Well, we're going to take away the recall, obviously, and they have Paradoxical Outcome, which we don't care so much about. Alright, it's opponent's turn. So, immediately right off the bat, we're against... Sorry, always have to check, make sure we're recording. Immediately off the bat, we're against a top-tier Legacy deck in Paradoxical Outcome. So, very glad that we drew into that Chalice for 0, because hopefully it will cut off a good portion of their mana. Do we want to... I don't think we want to bring this back, because the only creature we can exile would be Prized Amalgam. So I think I should have Bizarred in response. Alright, so I already misplaying, but that's fine. Hopefully the deck will make up for us misplaying, so we're going to draw 2 cards. So Golgari Grave Troll and Stinkweed Imp. Discard 3, so we're going to discard Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Grave Troll, Golgari Thug. And we're always going to, yes, always yield to this. Alright, cool. So now we're going to take our draw step. It's going to be a Golgari Grave Troll again. Alright, so we know in our opponent's hand is a Paradoxical Outcome, and they've already cast the Preordain. I think here we just start by swinging for 3. Since we've already exiled our Elish Norn, it's not like we have a huge powerhouse to Dread Return into. Which we do have Dread Return. I think we are going to go ahead and take away Paradoxical Outcome now. So Paradox. And we might want to hit him again. So we took away the blue card for Force of Will, which is also kind of nice. So let's go ahead and Bizarre Baghdad here. We'll start with Stinkweed Imp. Hitting an Archamoeba is pretty good there. Second Imp. And discard our 3 Dredges. We will use Archamoeba's ability, which we're going to yield to these Prized Amalgams. And do we just want to Dread Return a big Troll? I feel like we just want to Dread Return a big Troll, so let's go ahead and go with that. So targeting Troll, sack these 3, make a bunch of zombies. Always yield. Alright, so I believe this puts lethal on the board. Yeah, 14/14 Troll, nice. Alright, and a bunch of Prized Amalgams. So this is what the opponent has to beat. Let's see if they can do it. Okay. Okay. This is a PO for 1. Time Twister. Alright, that's kind of spicy. And we got there. Alright. It's a good thing opponent didn't have that Time Twister a little bit sooner, so I think we want these Mind Break traps. Unfortunately, I have no idea if Paradoxical Outcome has Leyline of the Void. I feel like we should almost just assume every deck does. Let's see. Hollowed ones are also pretty good to bring in. Force of Wills also help keep us alive. Let's see. We did pretty well that game, that's for sure. Could also be Ravenous Traps, I guess. For the most part, I feel like we're pretty favored here. Especially if we get Chalice on 0. Alright. So, what we're cutting. This is the most important part, right? So, I don't think that they're a Leyline of the Void deck. I think they're probably either a Surgical or a Ravenous Trap deck. Elesh Norn doesn't affect them in the slightest. Unmask is good interaction, though. Probably okay trimming on some number of Icarids. And Once Upon a Times. Definitely want to keep Cabal Therapies. Let's see. These do help me find more Dredgers, though, so... let's see, I want to keep as many blue cards as I can. Maybe I ditch 2 more Dredgers. And bring in another Once Upon a Time. I can never actually cast it, though. That's bad. Alright, maximum number of Dredgers. Bring in some interaction. I don't feel... Force of Vigor can tag like a Bolus's Citadel, but... I don't know if that's correct. We still do have 1 in the deck. I feel this is going to go ahead and be our keep. See how we do for game 2 here against the Power 9. Quite an appropriate name for the Vintage Challenge, I must say. Alright, so a little bummed to get rid of 2 Prize Amalgams and 1 of our only 2 Icarids and Narcomoeba, so... But we're going to go ahead and powder here. So we'd have 2 draw steps to the Bazaar of Baghdad, and if we hit, we have 3 turn 1 hollow ones. Man, that's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and keep this, because we also have the Unmask. I would not be surprised if there's someone out there that told me I was 100% incorrect for keeping this, but we also can go to discard with Stinkweed Dip. And still have something to pitch to Unmask. Alright, so I'm mulligan to 5, and bottom's a card. Alright, so we're hoping to draw into a Bazaar. Opponent plays Monocrypt. Probably going to play out all those 0 drops, which is quite understandable. Ooh, is this a turn 1 Time Twister? We'd actually be really happy with that. Time Walk. Marginally worse for us. Say if they lose 3. They won the flip. Okay. Would love a Time Twister here. Just saying. Just because then it gives us 7 more looks at a Bazaar Baghdad. And I don't think that's terrible. Alright, Merchant Scroll. Merchant Scroll's going to go find Recall. Seems pretty good for them. And they're going to recall themselves. So one way to definitely make it have a mulligan to 5. Also going to make our Unmask a little less impactful. Let's just draw a Bazaar here and go insane. Bazaar? Not ideal. So let's probe them. We might not even want to unmask them, but I think we probably do. Ooh, Narset. Cute. Alright, so... Alright. Drawing Unmaster is kind of interesting too. So, all the opponent has for interaction at the moment is Narset. I think what we do is we just go to cleanup here and discard the Stinkweed Imp. Yeah. So these hollow ones are basically dead now because of Narset. So if they choose to go for Narset here, which I imagine they will, these hollow ones can no longer be cast. See what the opponent grabs here with the Narset. So that is why we went to hand size there. Tormod's Crypt is a great find for our opponent. See if they just do it now. Alright, we are going to Dredge here. The opponent gives us the option. Cool. So we threw some stuff on our grave opponent. Not much was interesting. The fact that you have Tormod's Crypt basically feels like this game's mostly wrapped up. But we're going to go ahead and take away your paradoxical outcome. And hope that's pretty good. Alright, so the reason why we only took away paradoxical outcome instead of double thought seizing them is we still want to have a Dredger. If we draw another Dredger, it still puts us a turn behind. So opponent has Tormod's Crypt. So at least we know it's Tormod's Crypt now too. Not Ravenous Trap. Also taking draw steps does help us find Mindbreak Trap, which can still win us this game. That's most definitely for sure. Hopefully game 3 on the play, we're able to do a little bit more. Although that Tormod script's got me adequately concerned. Bizarre? Nope. That's another Dredger, but I don't think we want to Thoughtseize yet. Although, if they ever cast an outcome, they'll draw enough cards where this Thoughtseize won't really matter. I guess they're also on a non-zero... Oh god, if they ever lose a flip to this Monocrypt, it'll start clocking them, which is kind of nice. Opponent won quite a few flips with Tails, so Tails is definitely working for them. Alright, just Tormod scripts us. Alright. Cast Yawgmoth's Will brings back Tormod's Crypt. Alright, sure. Cast Ancestral Recall, draw 3. This seems fine. I mean, fine for them, obviously. We're not ideal for us. Oh, they're looking for outcome. See if they find it. Looks like they did. So the lesson here was definitely mulligan to Bazaar. Yeah, we kept a hand with a bunch of hollowed ones, opponent. You had Narset. I imagine that we are most likely dead here, but there's no reason not to have our opponent go ahead and kill us. I mean, double Tormod's Crypt Narset. They likely just have us dead. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, while it's a very low chance that they whiff, there is a non-zero possibility. Also, currently looks like they're not choosing to put the Monocrypt back into play, which is interesting. Floating a bunch here tells me another paradoxical outcome. Alright, opponent, you have Tormod's Crypts. Lots of them. Lots of them. So what those Tormod's Crypts definitely meant is if we had hit the Bazaar, we probably would have won with just the hollow ones. Especially since the opponent's at 12. We would have got at least one attack in, likely two. So, I mean, it was a high variance keep that could have paid off in spades, but unfortunately did not. See what the opponent does here. Still choosing how to go off. Wish I knew what the storm count was. I mean, that's going to kill us. That's good enough. Alright, so if we're bringing these Force of Vigors, I feel like we bring in these Once Upon a Times too. I'm probably Shambling Shells of Dredge 3 over the Dredge 4 on Golgari. I also probably just feel like we cut these Dread returns. Yeah. So let's see here. Another hollow one. I really feel like I cut the Force of Wills? I kinda do. I guess they only have like one or two big payoff spells, but become a little more consistent of a deck if we just keep it like this, right? And then we don't have to keep the blue count so high, so we can trim some amalgams. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this. If it's wrong, please, please, please let me know down below. We would like to play first. Chalice of the Void is nice, but no, and Mindbreak Trap, and Force of Vigor. I think we have to mulligan this still. Yeah, this one's very good. We're going to keep this. Bottom a Thug. Let's Once Upon a Time see if we can hit a good creature. Ho ho, or second Bazaar Baghdad. That feels pretty good too. I think we should take the Bazaar Baghdad. So Bazaar. Alright, so we're discarding Once Upon a Time, Mental Misstep, Stinkweed Imp. Then we're unmasking them. See if we can take away Tormod's Crypt. Oh, opponent has Force of Will. Alright, that's fine. So opponent likely has Tormod's Crypt. Yep, there it is. So what else they do this turn? Oh, it looks like they're just going to let us have a turn. Sweet. Alright, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to Dredge 5 and put this back into our hand so it's safely out of our grave. Thug's pretty good. I'm in for activating this Bazaar, drawing 2 and then discarding 3 with Thug in the grave. So Thug, Thug, and then discard 3. I am going to discard the Mindbreak Trap and then play second Bazaar Baghdad and pass to the turn. So we will not activate this Bazaar Baghdad again. We're good. I mean, until our opponent pops a crypt, of course. Burrow resolves. Looks like an outcome. Ooh, a Time Walk. That's fine. It's not ideal for us, but Time Walk being a powerful card and all, but they only do have 4 cards in hand. Would they pitch to the Force? An outcome. That's good for us. Hopefully they don't have a second outcome then. Recall is better than an outcome in this point, because it only costs 1. Top is good. So I do have a creature that automatically comes back. I do. I have an Icarid. Let's see if they let us untap here. With the graveyard, of course. They're very likely there's less untap here. Looks like the opponent is likely deciding to sequence whether or not they crack their Flooded Strand this turn. Puts them back in any order. Second Crypto is not ideal. Alright, let's go ahead and try and do stuff. Still have 38 cards left in our library. So first thing we're going to do is try and do Icarid. See if the opponent has something to say about that. Seems pretty good. So we're going to turn off auto yields, let that resolve. Bizarro Baghdad. It's a pretty good 3 to discard. So we want to put this troll in our hand if they'll let us. They will. Sweet. Alright, let's see if we get an Archamoeba in play. It is only a 1/1 opponent. Yes, sweet. Okay. So if we choose to activate this Bazaar, we have 2 Cabal Therapies left in our deck. They may also just crypt us in response. I think this is fine. I'm going to pass the turn here. Take another natural draw step. Unfortunately, they get to curate their draw steps with this top. Alright, well that's them protecting themselves against Mindbreak Trap. But they don't our last card in hand is Golgari Grave Troll, I'm pretty sure. Huh. I mean, we just let this resolve, right? Yeah, that's fine. Ooh, we hit some Force of Vigors. That's pretty good. Oh no, but we can't Force of Vigor on their turn. Alright, that's pretty smart. It's a pretty smart opponent. So this Force of Vigors will be among the cards we discard, unless they pick up this defense grid with a paradoxical outcome. Which it looks like that's what they're doing, so... Academy there is insane. If they pick it up, we do have... They're leaving defense grid in play. You know what our opponent is? Someone that's messed with Vintage before. Alright, so our opponent has a million floating mana. We're going to go ahead and yield until the end step, since we can't actually cast these Force of Vigors. I think our opponent probably got this one. Good match. Good introduction to Vintage, that's for sure. Opponent likely has another outcome here. Let's see. Ideally not, but it looks like it. Ah, snap for outcome. That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot. So it looks like maybe we should have taken that bizarre line there. Like I said, they may have just crypted us in response, but they would have drawn one less card as well off the paradoxical outcome. Oh, they get to pick up the Snapcaster Mage too. That's hot. I just kind of want to watch our opponent because I've never seen... I don't blame you guys if you want to tune out. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the comment button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I do kind of want to see how our opponent... just our opponent going off, because this is my first time playing Vintage, and it's kind of awesome to watch. I know their opponent does have a stead here with only 20 cards left or 26 cards left in their deck. So smart of them to leave the defense grid in play every time they outcome. Makes double Force of Vigor. That's right, we have Force of Vigor on Shambling Shell and, unfortunately, Grave Troll, but still, nonetheless, Grave Troll. Alright, casting some cantrips here. 19 cards in hand. Another Crypt. Every Crypt they also play reduces our chances of winning, but we can, if they ever pick up this defense grid, we can also Force of Vigor the 2 Tormod's Crypts. But it seems like the opponent is correctly playing to never actually picking up defense grid. Oof. That's the thing that kills us, so opponent has, yeah, alright. Time Walk will do it. So well played, Power 9. You're going to play a couple more things and then kill us with Monks. Thank you so much for watching. Alex here with Lucksack Games. I'll see you for round 2 of the Vintage Challenge.